Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video. I'm working on a 6x8 page. As you can see, it will be a full page. And I have two photos here that are from the long room at Trinity College in Dublin. So that's what I'm working on today, but this one might be a little tricky. What I want to do is use this as the main focal point. And then I want to somehow tuck this under this photo with a little tab or something that can remove it. I think though, obviously I have to do some kind of journaling card here and maybe put this on the back so that when you take it out, you can see both sides or something. But I want it to have a little bit of a peekaboo element there. And it's the only way really that I can get in another photo, which I want to use without adding another page. I don't need a whole entire page, but I do want to use these photos. So I'll have to get a little creative today with how I put this together. One of the first things that I wanted to look at was the background paper. And in here, you can see there's a green rope there. And then in this photo, you can't really see it on the ends here. They don't show it very well. It's actually a very dark green there. It's like a hunter green kind of, but you can see it here. So I want to use green as the background, and I think I have the right paper. I found this in my 6x8 stash that I had already cut down. That's the other side. I think this is from Stampin' Up. This pattern is more familiar to me, and I think there were dies to match this. If you have this set, let me know. But I'm pretty sure it was from Stampin' Up. But I love this side because if you look at these little hash marks, they kind of look like books on a shelf. At least to my mind, they do. And so I feel like the color works, and then the style works with it. I do think I will have to matte this because this photo on this paper, it's quite dark, and I don't want that. I want to bring some lighter elements into it. And I think I'm going to go with a cream colored cardstock or just an off-white, just definitely not a pure white. I think that would be too much of a stark contrast, but a cream or off-white might be perfect. I found this scrap in my stash, and this is actually what's on the other side, and I believe this was from a club scrap kit, but this side is perfect. It's cut to a 4x6 already, so I think what I'm going to do is rather than cut into a brand new piece of paper, I will just trim down this photo just a little bit on all sides so that it fits on this as a mat, and then I'll be good to go. All right, so I've matted that and I love it. That looks perfect. Then I know I'm going to only adhere it about the lower 3/4. I'll have to leave this open so I can have the photo and card able to be inserted like so. So they'll have to sit about like that. And then I need to leave room for a tab as well to pull. So it's kind of what I'm working with here. So it does leave me some space on the sides or at the bottom to embellish, which I would like to do. But I think the important thing to do next is to figure out what card I'm going to use there. So I think this will actually be on the back of it. So whatever pokes out up here at top, if there's a saying on it, it needs to work with this. So I think I'm going to pull out my travel themed cards next and work on that aspect. When I went looking through my cards, I was thinking maybe black and white was the best way to go because this is very dark here. I think it's technically brown, but I think I could get away with black because it's so dark. And this was the first card I found, and I liked it, but it would require a lot of room left at the top in order to fit in the phrase there, and I wasn't sure how I felt about that. I've kept it just in case. But then I came across this one. This is what's on the other side, and it specifically says Friday, and I find cards like that hard to use. What if the day and the color that's on it don't match with what I have? But this side is just black and white, and it just says documented. And look how nice it looks when I tuck it under here. So if I could space it correctly so that this is all that shows, and then there's a tab out here to pull, that would work out very well. And then I have two choices. I can either cut down this photo to fit on the rest of this, which certainly is a possibility, or I can journal some more here and then just put this right over the back. I'm not sure which of those options I want to do yet, so I need to think about that. I will do that, and then I'll be back. Okay, I think I have figured out what I'm going to do. On the front, I'm going to leave that just as it is. I'll attach the tab right up here, probably with a mini staple so that it'll reach out like that and I can journal on the back. I think I'm actually going to take this photo and leave the vacation but cover up the Friday. This was actually Thursday, so that's why it doesn't work. But I could do that if I cut off just a little bit of the top of the photo, which I'm not losing anything there really. It's just a window. This is the part I want. So I could do that. I'd keep the green. It would all match. And then I'd have a nice two-sided card that could be removed. So I think that's my plan. Then I just have to figure out what I want to do for up here. And I know I have several phrases from a stamp set from Ellie's Studio that comes specifically made to have pull tabs. And so I think I'm going to pull out that stuff and then I'll go from there. So I have pulled out my stamp sets from Ellie's Studio, and I forgot that actually both of these have this round tab in there that are the same. So I certainly have that option. And then I also have this one that has the little lines in it that's more oblong shape, and I like them both. I kind of like the idea of a circle just because there are so many straight lines here that it would be a nice change of pace to have that. And then I could use several of these. I could use the read this, I could do pull here. I have options, so I'm kind of leaning towards that one, but I do have a lot of tabs. Let me show you this. I have this whole thing of different styles of labels, tabs, whatever, that I could also put on there that are ready-made that wouldn't require me to stamp this out. And then either they'll say something appropriate already, or I could just do one stamp with one of these. So I'm not sure. I'm going to go through all this stuff and decide what I like best. I think I have figured out what I'm going to do. When I was looking through these tabs, at first I thought I would want black or maybe green because those colors are in there, but when I tried them, it was just too much. And so then I thought maybe I could go with a brown. Well, there isn't a lot of brown in there. This one was pretty much the only one I found, and it's not quite the same, but it does have a brown tone that matches it. There's also a very subtle wood grain pattern in there. I kind of like that because there are wood panels here. So I think I'm going to use this one. And I think what I'll do is actually cut off most of the white, and I'll attach it up top with a mini staple. Now that's going to show through for the other side, but I don't really care, that's fine. I did already attach my photo, so that's done. So one less thing to worry about. So I'll have that up top, and then on the brown part here, my plan is to use this stamp that says pull here, but I'm only going to ink the part that says pull. This is a small area to fit something into there. So I think if I just do that, that'll fit nicely and hopefully it'll work. All right, I've done my stamping. Now I need to staple this on here. And so I think I want the white part to be flush with the top of the card. Yeah, like so. That's pretty good. It's easier for me to go this way, so I'll turn it around. Then I gotta make sure I have it centered where I want it for the most part. The lining up sometimes is the hardest part. There we go. And then right in the middle there, I want my staple. Perfect, there we go. So like I said, you can see that little bit through the back. I don't care. People are barely gonna notice that. So there's that. And then I have to figure out my placement here to make sure that just this shows and then this is right at the top so they can get it out of a page protector. So that's my next task, is to figure out how to glue the back of this. All right, so I have that figured out. This is all adhered down so that this has just enough room to slide in and out. So basically I've got adhesive going all the way down these sides and to about here on the photo, and then this part has no adhesive so it can slide in and out. So I have that done. Now I think I'm going to do some embellishment, and I actually saw these sitting over on the corner of my desk over here, and they were just there because I was lazy and didn't put them away, but I do think I want to use one, and I like this. This was the best, and I think I want to put it down here where there's kind of some dead space, and then it adds a nice off-center element because this is centered. So I'm ending up using a lot of stuff here from Ellie's studio, which is fine. And I'm glad these were sitting on my desk so that I noticed them, because otherwise I might not have gone digging for them and I would have missed out. So, okay, I just realized these are not self-adhesive, so I'll have to put some glue on it and then attach it. All right, I've attached my little cork embellishment there, and then I pulled out these, another Ellie Studio item, and I think I'm just going to use this one that says yes. And I think I'm actually, oops, I don't want those. I'll cut off those little extra pieces there. Got another one over here. And then I will just kind of tuck it either there or, no, I do kind of like it up here, maybe like that. I'll lift it up slightly and tuck it under there. I feel like I need something else over here. I like these, but I want a trio of stuff here to have my threes, my odd numbered embellishments. And I think I'm going to go with these. These are old, just hearts, asterisks, and stars from Studio Calico. I have one of these left, and I think I'm going to use that one and put it right over here. All right, I added that and I overlapped it on the yes just a little bit, and I like that. But I decided I need something else in this background, so I am going to do some splattering here with my Heidi Swap Color Shine in black, just around the edges. I will carefully cover up the photo to make sure none gets on there, and then hopefully this one is done. I have finished my splattering, and I had a mishap here. I was trying to angle my paper, didn't get it quite right, and I did get a glop on there. Rather than try to wipe it off and smear it everywhere, I decided, you know what, I'll just go with that little oops and add to it. And so I actually added some more up here. I'm not sure if the camera can pick that up very well. There, hopefully you can see it a little bit. But I did some in that upper corner too to make it look like it's okay that it got on the photo. And actually, you know, I really don't mind it because it's so subtle. Most people may not even notice it. So I'm good with that. So I have to let that dry, especially the one that got on the photo. That will take longer. But then you can see that this will just, you know what? Let's make sure this is dry up top. I don't see it on the back. All right. So do this, and that gives the full look of how it will actually appear in the album. And so it's very simple, but this one took a little bit of doing to figure out how to make that reveal happen, but I'm really happy with it. So here's another one done for Dublin. Thanks for watching.